Welcome back to the kitchen. So if you've been following me with our progress here, we're making a fermented cashew cheese, and we are now in step 3. So step 1, I made a batter that I let sit and ferment on the countertop overnight. Step 2, I took that batter and placed it in a colander with cheesecloth around it and let it sit in the refrigerator to solidify overnight. And here we are, step 3. All right, so as I said, what we have is our dough now, our batter, our cheese batter. It's not really a batter, but our cheese ball that's been sitting overnight in the refrigerator. When we started, was sort of the consistency of, I would say, a hummus. And now it's a nice firm shape. Let's see if you can see right here. But still more the consistency of, say, a soft cheese. So right now what I could do is I could roll this in an herb mix, for example, and use it just like this, and enjoy it on crackers as a soft cheese. A wonderful spice combination would be herb de Provence, which would be a great flavor to add to our cheese here. If I wanted to, I could make this into a roll and then roll it in the herb spices as well and have a cheese roll, cheese log for that reason. But what I would like to do is I want to make a cheese that's firm enough to slice. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to let this ferment again on the counter. This time, instead of having it in a container, I want to make it more into a wheel shape. So what I'm going to do, oh, and this smells so good. I can smell the fermentation that's going on. So what I would like to do is I'm going to take the cheese roll here and wrap it again in cheesecloth and let it sit out on the counter for about anywhere from 7 days to 28 days to a month, and let it ferment so that the flavors will ripen and age, but also it will get firmer, get a crust to it. But what I'm going to do, in the past what I've done is I've just wrapped it in cheesecloth and it has stuck to the cheesecloth. This time I'm going to just experiment a little bit, and I'm going to put on the bottom a round circle of parchment. And then on the top, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of either tapioca you could use or arrowroot powder to keep the cheesecloth from sticking to my cheese. So I'm going to get a fresh double layer of cheesecloth. I'm going to lay down my parchment like so, and then here's my cheese wheel. You can see it's still sticky. I'm just going to pat it out a little bit so I have a nice round wheel here. And then I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of that arrowroot on top. Hopefully the arrowroot will keep the cheesecloth from sticking to my cheese. My hands are a little bit wet here. I don't want to pat it. Okay. And then I'm just going to smooth out the arrowroot. I'm going to put it around the sides a little bit too. Protect it from the cloth. All right. So as I said, the idea is now I'm just going to let this sit out on the countertop. I have a drying rack here, usually a baking rack, cooling rack. But I'm going to use it for my cheese instead, and I'm just going to lightly wrap my cheese, like so. and place it onto the rack. And I'm going to check it every few days to see. It may be that the parchment holds in too much of the moisture. So what I might want to do is flip it over, take that parchment off, and dust it with some more arrowroot, and then recover it with the cheesecloth so that it can breathe and dry out a little bit. And as it's drying out, it will also be fermenting, because remember what I said, when we put the cheese into the refrigerator to let it firm up, what happens is the microbes that cause the fermentation go to sleep for a little while. Now, putting it back out into the warm air, and I'm going to put it out of a current, so air currents or anything like that, so that it doesn't get disturbed. When that happens, the microbes will wake up again and continue to do the fermentation process. So we are now in the final stages of making our cheese. I will keep you posted as to how everything is going. I will show you what it looks like when I open it up, and hopefully we'll have a lovely cheese when this is all done. All right, that's part 3. Looking forward to seeing you part 4. We'll see you soon. In the meantime, stay healthy, eat well, and I will see you at the next Cooking with Evie. Take care for now. Bye-bye.